拥有自然遗产、壮丽美景的北海道，一直是台湾人旅游梦幻首选。在浪漫的雪国外表下，北海道却是火山的故乡。境内拥有高达31座火山，板块运动造就温泉地景，以及阿迪奴人的传统文化，成就北海道独特迷人的生活样貌。本集节目将带着观众深度漫游北海道，学习与自然共存、永续生活的智慧，揭开北海道风情万变的魔幻面纱。
The paradox of volcanoes was that they were symbols of destruction, but also life. Volcanoes can be calm, or they can be voracious. Their raw and real beauty captivates the most curious travelers. Hokkaido, Japan. It's a place where, alongside the volatility, locals coexist in harmony with the volcanoes, feeding off of nature's bountiful blessings.
Join me as we learn how the people of Hokkaido live together in harmony with the volcanoes.
From ancient Ainu ways to modern-day life, and also sample foods straight from the source along the way. We'll journey through South and Central Hokkaido, following stories from the past to the present of the evolution of this land through repeated eruptions of volcanoes. We'll wind our way through formations Mother Nature has carved, while hiking, biking, and canoeing. We'll meet locals who sow seeds in the land and cook and feast on farm-fresh foods they have harvested all from Hokkaido's nutrient-rich land.
After calling Hokkaido home for more than 30 years, I've been able to experience so much this land has to offer, and I'm ready to share this off-the-beaten-path region with you. So come on, everybody, let's go.
Welcome to Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island nestled within the Ring of Fire. Far away from the bustling metropolis of Tokyo, this primordial paradise has 31 active volcanoes. That's right, 31.
But why call an area with this many volcanoes home? What I've learned from living here is that life doesn't just cope with these mountainous sleeping giants, but life thrives in harmony and has benefited from their presence.
Let's have a look at Mount Yote. It's one of the most impressive, the tallest in the region, towering at 1,900 meters. It's so big that no less than 5 villages blanket its lower levels. Mount Yote is also one of the 100 famous mountains of Japan and located inside Shikotsu Toya National Park. Humans have never been able to stay far away from the mountains, and activities like hiking, biking, and skiing that let you experience the majesty of the mountains firsthand. One of the reasons it's famous is because it's easily accessible from the nearby villages. It's a mountain you can even ski in winter. And in the summer, road cycling is all the craze among visitors.
Here you can feel the cool mountain air as you cruise by this jaw-dropping backdrop.
To see volcano pyrotechnics up and close, let's head to an active volcanic area in southern Hokkaido nicknamed Hell Valley. It's a place where the statue towering above the entrance gives you a hint to what you'll experience inside. The area is classic for what you might think of an active volcanic area, full of sulfuric, boiling springs and volcanic steam plumes. This otherworldly feeling place has some great hiking paths too. Follow one of the hiking paths and you'll find Oyunuma Pond, which harkens back to the primordial days. Formed by the volcanic eruptions of nearby towering Mount Hiyori. In the past, Oyunuma Pond was a site where sulfur was extracted to manufacture gunpowder. Further south, Onuma Quasi National Park sits alongside the Oshima Peninsula. and is home to many other natural treasures as well. Some loud and some peaceful. Inside the park, you can find Mount Komagatake, an active volcano with an uphill hiking trail peaking more than 1,100 meters. Mount Komagatake has shapeshifted time and again over the years. It started as a cone-shaped volcano, similar to Mount Fuji. But because it is still active and erupting, it has evolved over time into a more square-looking volcano. Lake Onuma, in contrast to the volcano towering above, is a serene, peaceful place to paddle around. When canoeing on Lake Onuma, you'll paddle among the small islands. There are actually over 100 of them. And midsummer, you'll discover plant life, including junsai, in full bloom. What's more impressive is that some people still use hand-carved canoes to go down the river. This one was carved by our Ainu guide himself. Visitors like yourself can step inside the Nibutani Cultural Museum and see all kinds of things that have been carved by the Ainu, whether for functional use, like a canoe, or even just for decoration. Let's hear from Toru-san, a local carver.
木彫りを始めたのが44年前、18歳から。屋号北の工房勤っていうのは父親の名前で50年ちょっと。でルーツっていうと、曽祖父の時代からこの伝統工芸品を彫り続けているというところです。二部谷の特徴的なというか模様的には、今全土でいろんなアイヌの彫り師がいっぱいいますけど、だいたいこう継承されて現在にも至っているっていうところはこの地域独特の、木彫りのアイヌ模様を施したもので、女性の手仕事、なぜそういうものはもうず代々受け継いでますね。
数百年前のまでのアイヌの暮らしは狩猟採集漁労が中心だったんですね。ということは、自然の恵みに生かされている。でその自然っていうのは魂が宿るカムイという日本語にすると神様のようなものですね。そういったものが宿っている。だから常に感謝をしてお祈りを捧げながら自然の中から恵みをいただき生かされているって考えます。で、だからこそなんですかね、取りすぎたらいけないとか、それは今生きる自分たちのためだけではなくて、自分たちの子供や孫の世代まで豊かに暮らしていけるように物を取りすぎない、自分たちが必要な分だけを取っていくっていう考え方だったんですね。アイヌの昔ながらの暮らしっていうのは現在してる人はほとんどいないんですよね。でそれは周りの環境も変わったし、時代の流れの中で様々なものを禁止されてきたっていう経緯もあります。ただ昔ながらのね、アイヌの暮らしが取り戻せたら、この先この地球も人々の暮らしも長く続いていくものだと思います。でそれにはやはり常に自分たちが、今あるものに感謝していく、これが大事だと思います。でその自分たちは生かされている、守られているんだから、自分たちも周りのものを大切にするっていう気持ちを持ち続けられたらいいんだろうと思います。
We are now in Shiraoi, a town known for keeping Ainu traditions alive. One way Ainu traditions are staying alive today are places called Hunter's Camp, where travelers can experience what it was like to live off of the land here in the wild nature of Hokkaido. Let's step in and see how it's done from an expert hunter himself.
まあ 僕は30歳ぐらいの30の時に鉄砲の免許を取って、それから狩猟民族になりたいなっていう感じで狩猟生活をしているんですけれども、その中で今こうやって仲間たちがワークショップみたいなことをやってみればいいんじゃないのかっていうことでこういうキャンプをやってるんですよね。で、鉄砲を持ったきっかけも子供の頃からずっとやりたかったし、狩猟民族だっていうことでもあったし、自由に鹿肉を食えるってすごいいいなと思ってたからね。それでなんとか取ったんですけれども。
So what's a hunter's camp like? For starters, there's no running water or electricity or gas. Our local Ainu guide is showing us how to light a fire by hand. He'll also perform a ceremony before we begin to learn the other things about this traditional way of life. In the ceremony, the Ainu pray to Kamui. Kamui is a spiritual being that the Ainu worship. This particular ceremony is performed to the fire god, Ape Fuchi, where the Ainu man has asked for permission to enter the forest and also to be kept safe while hunting, gathering, and staying there. By involving travelers in activities like this, it helps pull stories of the past into the future and also preserve the immaculate cultural heritage while having an authentic local experience. In order to survive, one must have shelter. In an Ainu hunter's camp, the shelter is built from what nature provides. The greens on the trees are plucked and large arms of wood pulled to create a teepee-like natural structure. Hunting was essential in the Ainu way of life, and they used every part of their kill for clothes, weapons, and of course food. Trapping was one way of capturing food for our Ainu guide's family. Hunting was seasonal, and you got what the land can provide. The Ezo deer species, which are the local deer of the area, are in abundance here, and that's what our hunter is cooking up for lunch today.
The simple ways of the Ainu hunters camp really allow you to appreciate all that nature provides, like the animals that feed off the fertile land blessed by the volcanoes. Stepping out of ancient customs and into modern day, we're going to learn about how the locals coexist with active volcanoes, living right alongside them.
It's not often you'll get to visit a living volcano museum like Mount Usu. Not only is there history to see from past eruptions, but the museum's curation of the landscape changes with each eruption, the most recent being in the year 2000. Humans and animals alike are constantly learning how to coexist with the volatility of the volcanoes in this area.
先ほどもお話ししましたが、この有珠山は数十年周期で噴火を起こします。ですが、今までその9回の噴火を起こした中で大丈夫ですか？9回の噴火を起こした中で、全ての噴火において事前にお知らせがありました。地球からのお知らせです。それは何かというと地震です。地震が噴火が近いよっていうのを教えてくれました。で、その地震というお知らせに基づいて噴火前に逃げることができたのが2000年の噴火でした。 ですが今後の噴火も全て同じようにお知らせがあるかという保証はありません。ですが私たちは火山が与えてくれた恵み、つまり温泉もそうですし、美しい景観もそうです。でそういうもの、あと美味しいものも火山のおかげで取れるという、そんな土壌を与えてくれました。でその恵みとその災害への備えですねとのバランスを取りながら私たちは暮らしています。
Yet another blessing not too far from Mount Usu. Lake Toya is a caldera and a cyclist's haven. A cycle around the lake at sunset is an active way to keep your wheels and mind spinning around all the volcanic beauty. Speaking of driving, there's no bigger driving force than a river carving its way down volcanic aftermath. In central Hokkaido, as the headwaters of the Mu River pick up speed, they flow through Akaiwa Seigankyo Gorge. As you raft down the river, you can raft back in time and see all the history as you pass by.
北海道は1億5000万年ほど前まではやっぱり2つに離れていた。それが太平洋プレートとユーラシアプレートがあってだんだん近づいてきた。でそこに、海底火山の噴火だとか、プレートの移動だとかで、この赤い岩はその海底の中で何億年もかけて放散虫というプランクトンの遺骸が積み重なってで海底火山の熱とそれからプレートの移動の圧で固められたものが、海底火山とプレートの移動で隆起してきて持ち上がってきた。
Pretty impressive, right? While these minerals make their way to the sea, they also enrich the land along the way, and that creates that nutrient-rich produce.
Fun fact, Hakodate Port is the birthplace of Western agriculture in Hokkaido. And Hakodate Port was one of the first trading ports in Japan. Food grown here not only feeds the world, but feeds the locals who call this land home. Hokkaido is well known for its seafood, but rice, kelp, and potatoes are also major food staples harvested.
それで最初はいろんな新種をやってんだけど福陸がだいたい10年15年前から下になってそしてみんながその基準を守って福陸クラブというあれを基準を守ってから味が向上して特 A、4、5年前にとってそれから有名になったという福陸ね。それで福陸の種も、全土いろんなところに行くんだけども、道南を主体でやってます。福陸は冷めてもうまい。冷めても甘みがあるとか柔らかい。それが特徴だと思います。
Rice is a staple grown in Japan, used in both sake and nigiri. Its consistency is of utmost importance when used in sushi, and also the way it is polished for sake.
そうですね、日本酒作り、米も大事ですし、あと仕込みに使う水も非常に重要です。水は、町内の横津岳の伏流水を使っております。高度が発酵に影響するんですけれども、中程度の軟水ということで、柔らかすぎず硬すぎず非常にバランスの取れた良い水です。その水を生かしてですね、基本的には淡麗で綺麗な味わいのお酒なんですけども、その中で、しっかりとうまみを主張するようなお酒。
Nigiri and sake are just a few of the ways to enjoy the delicious rice grown here in Hokkaido. Harvesting crops like rice for food is a true passion of the people here in Hokkaido. Another crop that is popular in the region is kombu, or kelp in English. It's a mineral-rich product that is harvested in the southern regions and has received many awards over the years. 今日はありがとうございました。お疲れ様です。
もちろんうちの町の特産品である昆布が育つ場所はやっぱり山のミネラルが注ぐですね、川の麓が多いんですね。だからやっぱりその山の栄養が届く川がたくさんあること、それとやっぱり火山ということでいうと、やっぱりその噴火した時にうちの町に降ってきた岩礁がですね、今お魚や海藻が住みやすい環境を作ってくれているので、やっぱり火山っていうのはうちの町にとってなくてはならない、はい、資源ですね。うちの町の昆布はもう江戸時代からですね、皇室に献上されてた白口浜真昆布っていう種類の昆布で、もう本当にもう世界広いですけど、本当にこのうちの町の沿岸でしか取れない昆布なんですね。
Little by little, the kelp harvesters in this town are retransforming consciousness into this industry and focusing on the sustainable future of farming. Kombu kelp is known worldwide, but stems from the shoreline of this small town. Eating high-quality kelp, which is an alkaline food source, is extremely nourishing and helps to keep the body balanced. There are many ways to enjoy it, one being used to make dashi, a Japanese staple used as a base in many soups. Japanese cuisine is based on dashi stock, mainly made from Japanese kelp. Named a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage, the dashi making process is a unique cultural practice to Japan, and it also has umami, the fifth flavor of savoriness. Dashi is the base stock for many soups, like miso, clear broth, and noodle soup. You can take a workshop with a local expert making dashi from Shirokuchi Hama Kombu, which is quite popular in the area. Besides kelp, in your dashi you can also add dried bonito flakes and other local ingredients like dried shiitake mushrooms and small dried fish. Finally, potatoes are the last abundant crop in southern Hokkaido we will explore today. The seeds are sown April to May, and each August through October, harvest happens.
土地の特徴ね、ここは割と中赤土で、割とし、昔じゃが酪農やったんで堆肥もどんどん入ってるし、土が割と豊かな土だと思いますね。だからそれはやっぱり結局じゃがいもの味に出てきますしね。まあね、世の中で一番2番目に美味しい、世界で2番目に美味しい芋だと思ってますので、まあ物は伝わってくるんだけど、あとは自分たちがどうやるかで決まると思うしね。だからただじゃがいもを作るんじゃなくて、食べていて美味しいっていうじゃがいも、要するにミネラル十分な価値のあるじゃがいもを作ることが。
The Earth produces such phenomenal beauty, from the landscapes we see to the food that grows from the ground, even more fertile thanks to the volcanoes.
From the rice, kelp, and potatoes, these feed people from local Ainu hunters still practicing ancient ways of living off the land, to those living the modern way, cooking and eating at great restaurants.
It's grounding to know that the movement beneath the Earth's crust brings forth such a volatile force, yet at the same time produces such blessings. The flow creates the fertile soil and, of course, all this vast beauty. harmonious coexistence, volcanoes and people. Come to Hokkaido and experience it for yourself.
“感谢 HBC 与 ATTA 引领我们飞进北海道这座上帝天堂，重新发现世界每一处精彩故事。下集我们将深入梦幻水世界，探索湖泊河川，发现北海道水域物种的丰富多样性。不仅珍贵稀有的球藻，还有鄂霍次克海上磅礴震撼流冰奇景。得天独厚的地理资源，造就兴盛的海洋渔业。最后，在温泉名汤放松休息，享用北海道鲑鱼，用舌尖品尝北海道的好滋味。时尚玩家番外篇，请准时锁定，千万别错过哦！